They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
I get crazy. I'll kill you all. Than you ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
Nice.
Here we are.
We are here.
Hello.
Howdy, y'all. I don't have a good hat for that.
Howdy.
No, that's much better.
Oh, wait. Is it the tip-in? I don't know. I'm a girl. I don't know how cowgirls do it.
I think this one does call for a howdy, y'all. And by the end of it is a yeehaw situation. Because there's a real humdinger of a hootenanny of a showdown.
All kinds of shenanigans.
So many shenanigans. A lot of alien shenanigans. So it should be no surprise because this movie, it's not old, but it's not that new either. Like, you should know about it.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking to yourself, nope.
Nope.
But you're also right at the same time if you said nope. Because it's nope.
That is correct. And they do actually say it a lot
in
the movie.
That,
and
yeah.
I was like, okay, I get it.
I appreciate
I was hoping that I would. It's like the very first like few minutes, don't they say? Like someone says it like on the radio or
I think so, yeah. My favorite one, we'll get into it when it happens, but
yeah.
How's everyone doing? The girls going gin night here in America.
America.
Yep. And this is a very America movie because it's, feels like a cowboy / alien / Hollywood / horror.
Well, it's funny because this, the description from Wikipedia says that it's an American neo-Western science fiction horror film.
That's perfect, actually. Okay. All right. Wikipedia, you win.
Yeah.
God damn, that's good.
I know. It's like they just combined a whole bunch of fucking topics into one, and it works.
It really did. I had a lot of fun with this one. It's not like my favorite, alien movie of all time.
Yeah, it was quite interesting, like this aspect of it, and it's new. It was refreshing. I kind of like it.
Oh, yeah.
With some elements of like old school, like, alien movies.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Gary, how you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Hello, Gary.
Yeah, you cannot deny that Jordan Peele went for the fences on this one.
Yeah.
And the very opening, for me, we can go in chronological order because the first thing you see is that shoe, like standing up in the set that's all messed up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And then I realized, oh no, it is like a movie set.
Right.
So what the hell? And then they cut away real quick.
Right. And then, it's so crazy. Okay, so the beginning of the film starts with like the chimp, right?
Yeah.
All the bloodied chimp, and then he looks at the camera. That scared the shit out of me.
Awesome.
I don't like looking in the eyes of chimps. Like, even I've never seen one in person, like look in my eyes, but I never will. That scares the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Chimps are horrifying.
They will mess you up.
Yeah. And I thought that this was actually a part of like how the production company has like their own little like few seconds of like their little promo or like their little
that logo or something?
Their logo. I thought that's what it was because it said monkey paw and I was like, oh, a chimp. I thought that was like, okay. I thought it was that, but it was definitely not.
That that absolutely would have fit though if they would have left it like that.
Yeah.
Every movie from Monkey Paw and there's a monkey to murder you. That was, yeah, it was intense. I think you explained it to me in a way that made sense why it even wasn't included. And the monkey we're talking about, they'll go into more detail, but the name is Gordy, and it has Gordy's House or Gordy's Rules or something TV show.
Gordy's, oh shoot, what was it?
Gordy's
I
Massacre.
wrote it down.
Either way, it's not good.
I wrote it down.
Oh no, she's got this. I believe in you.
No, I do. Gordy's House or something like that.
I think, yeah, it might have been Gordy's House. Yeah.
Yeah. I did write Gordy's Home.
Gordy's Home, of course. It was some sort of house situation.
Yeah.
But from there, we kind of go straight into life on the ranch with this whole different group of people. And I looked away for like 2 seconds. All of a sudden, they were rushed to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. So I guess Pops is the guy who is in the beginning, which I cannot for the life of me remember his name, but he is so famous. And it drives me nuts because he's mostly, I mean, yeah, he's an actor, but he's also a very famous voice actor. He does a lot of like cartoon series.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm going to get his name right now. I'm going to find it.
God, yes, please, because I love him so much. He was in Gargoyles. He was in, I'm sure he was in some of the Batman episodes of like way back in the 90s. I love him. I love him. But yeah.
Keith David.
Yes.
Keith David, yes.
Yes.
And does not get a lot of screen time here.
No, unfortunately, but his voice is epic, and we know who he is. But yeah, unfortunately, things fall from the sky, and literally, it lodges into his eye, and unfortunately, the hospital scene, you know, we do see that he passes away.
Oh, very sad.
And so the ranch falls to the son, which is OJ.
Yeah. Well, excuse me. Kind of like a reserved guy. Didn't really seem to like understand. He loved the business. Didn't really seem to understand show business. Like he wasn't that kind of guy.
He's a cowboy. He didn't know the hot showbiz and all that stupid. Well, because I guess apparently Haywood Ranch, they basically train horses for films.
Yes. Like a long history of that, and passed down generations. You could tell like he loves it. He doesn't want to leave the family kind of thing. And the first interaction we really see with him with humans though is very awkward because he's like really good with the horse.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this horse, you gotta give it a break for a second. Don't get in the eyes. Don't get the horse in the eyes.
Oh God, I know. And then they're shoving things in the horse's face. The poor horse.
Yeah. And then he's just trying to make sure it's a happy horse, right? That's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
But,
that tidbit about the first basically film like motion picture was a black man riding a horse. Is that true?
I have no idea.
Is that fact?
I will look that up real quick.
Like, yeah, actually look it up because if that's true, I had no idea. And that is very interesting. But yeah.
True. I will look. I'm trying to know, but not officially.
Keke Palmer, who is Emerald in the movie, she actually kind of explains that part. She has to do like a safety meeting for the talent and the crew for this Hollywood set that they're on. And she kind of explains like the history of their ranch and stuff. And so that pops up.
Hey Josh, how you doing? And yeah, it's true. First motion picture ever was the horse race. The horse running. It's impressive.
Yeah, I did not know that information. So I learned something.
It still blows my mind. Like, how did they get a picture of the first camera? Like, how did they? And then it's like, oh yeah, these mirrors. Okay. I guess they took a big selfie. Whatever. The sister was phenomenal. Like I love this chick. She's hilarious. She's got a lot of energy. She knows the business that way. Like if she was more into it, they would make a great team. But it seemed like she wasn't around a lot, I guess.
No, I guess she was more into like her own thing. Like Hollywood, you know, she's an actress and a producer and a director and all these things. Just start promoting herself, shameless plug. It's like she's there to promote her fucking dead father's business. And she's over there telling them. Like,
I also do catering if you want anything. Like, oh shit.
We are talking about Nope, Josh.
Nope is the movie.
2022 release by Jordan Peele.
Cool. wonderful movie. I wish I would have seen this sooner because I feel dumb not watching it in theaters now. Because some of the scenes that we're talking about later deserve a big screen.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, some of the reveals really did like scare me for once. I was really enjoyed that.
There was a couple jump scares, which like
I was very happy for that feeling again because there's a lot of movies out there that are supposed to be scary that just really aren't. They're still fun to watch, but there's not. It's horror. It's not scary.
Yeah.
There's a scary movie and then there's horror movies. This one actually fit to some scares to it, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah. So do I.
But it seems like the horse gets the job cool, and then they go back to the ranch, which is kind of struggling after the dad dies.
Well, they fire the horse because remember he like kicks back because they're shoving stuff in the horse's face even after she said no loud noises, don't look him in the eyes, like all these things.
Super simple stuff.
Yeah. And they still manage to fuck it up, and they basically blame him, and they fire the horse, and it's really sad. And yeah, that's part of the reason why the ranch is struggling. So it's said that they have to sell horses.
Yeah, that was very sad. And let's be honest, since the card came around, horses have a hard time finding jobs. So they need these on-screen acting jobs. What do you call it?
Times is tough.
Mom's aunts. Yep, she will cheer you up. She does a good job of that. But I am sorry for you guys' loss, though. I'm sorry to hear that. But where are we at?
So they go to meet Mr. Oh God, what's his name? Is it Mr. Park?
The
theme park guy.
Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's all good. He's
a
Glenn.
cowboy now.
Cowboy Glenn.
I know. I wrote that down too. Glenn, LOL.
Yeah, Cowboy Glenn now, right? It's the he is a famous child actor now turned like amusement park owner kind of thing.
Yeah.
And seems like a really cool guy. Like he didn't have anything. He wasn't nefarious or anything. No. He was just a little maybe a little arrogant.
Yeah.
And you'll see why later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at first, I thought he was going to hit on his sister when they had the whole conversation. And she doesn't shut the hell up for like 2 seconds. Then I was mad. I was like, he's doing business.
I know.
Stop interrupting for 5 minutes.
God, that actually really did kind of piss me off. It's like, dude, you're so...
Just let him do his then ask all these questions.
Yeah.
This dude will totally give you another 5 minutes to point out.
Like, I'm trying to save our fucking ass right now.
Yeah, and you're being a dick. And she was being a dick. But I still find her very pretty, so it's okay.
Yeah, of course.
She's a little like about 4 levels of dick. That's it.
Right.
But
in that office, though, as she was looking at the pictures and stuff, like you mentioned, they find the photo of, I guess, like a Mad TV sort of sketch that was about the chimpanzee attacking people on set.
So that's pretty fucked up, but it's also kind of funny.
Fucking crazy. Yeah. So we kind of circle back to why they bring up the chimp thing, sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of. I don't know.
But they go into a secret room, which apparently people like are clamoring about because they don't ever no one sees the footage of this Gordy home incident. But the people who are there know what happened. There's memorabilia because people are very morbid, even in real life.
I mean, hello.
Yeah.
We are here.
Look at it. Yeah. Look at the background. You see all the dead, those serial killers back there. He knows his story. And then I thought he was like on set the day of. And then later on, you see he's on set while it's happening. And I'm like, how is he not more messed up from this? But it seems like it actually went the opposite direction. And it made him feel safer around dangerous animals because he's the one who made it.
Yeah. He's sort of got like this weird kind of cocky complex about it. Like, oh, this chimpanzee didn't kill me.
We're going to fist pump. And
then
blame blown out. But I think we can skip to that part a little because that happens later on. But at the same time, it happened before anything else.
Right. And it really doesn't feel like a pivotal plot point. It just kind of feels like that it kind of fits a parallel theme.
Yes.
That has kind of nothing to do with, I don't know. It's kind of weird that they added that. I don't know why, but.
The only thing that makes sense to me is what you said, and I'm going to build on that in a little bit too, like another idea to that. But so obviously this guy's actually trying to buy the family's ranch. And
it
we'll
started
see,
out as horses, but now he wants the whole ranch.
the whole thing, you know, like, and at first I just thought he wanted to expand his little corrals and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it makes sense. If his business is thriving, theirs isn't. Throwing them a lifeline of buying it and then, you know, doing what he's got to do to make more money. I totally get that.
Mhm.
But he knows a lot more than that. We find out very soon. You should hear the story Brendan Fraser told about Little Monkey from George the Jungle. Oh shit.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Okay, that might be we might have to do animals in entertainment. Like there's a movie called Roar.
Oh.
Have you heard of that? Like-
so many people died.
And there was a family that are already
Oh,
living with
God.
all those lions.
Yeah.
And there was no incidents until they brought cameras. So you know what that means?
How do you do, Richard?
Ooh, what's up? How you do, fellow youths? What do you call it? Do I look that old wearing a baseball cap? Oh God. No, I'm just here drinking a mint julep on the lanai. I don't know old people stuff that well. Never mind. But Josh, yeah, I want to check that out. Then that's a good.
Sony Pop was a nickel back in my day.
Yeah. Then I can rent out the movie theater for $1. I don't know. No matter what. So they're obviously going to turn it down. They don't want to sell them the property, and they had come up with a kind of a harebrained scheme because that night, how did it? No, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. How did they even get to the point where they are looking to the skies?
Okay, so basically some weird shit's happening, of course, around the ranch. There's some like lights flickering and the horses are acting weird, and one of the horses runs off, and then he sees like lights flickering and stuff. So I think that's kind of how he figure, you know, just weird shit starting to happen, and then the horse freaks out and starts screeching. Right?
Yeah.
And then this is the first time I've ever been jump scared by like a UFO.
It was pretty good. Pretty
Like,
damn good.
just flew right by, and it's even creepier knowing what it actually turns out to be.
That's what messed me up.
Yeah, like before I was like, oh, jump scare UFO, and then I'm like, oh fuck, later on. Yeah.
I honestly, like, I'm used to the stories of abductions and like, oh, they're spying on us, oh, they want to invade, but then this twist that really comes along because of Cowboy Glenn, they find out more. Oh no, it does not sit in my stomach well. I think like that'd be my worst fear of aliens. I think that's the aliens that are out there.
Yeah.
But they also need to capture it on film though, because like the sister, I keep forgetting the sister's name. So
Emerald.
Emerald. She's got a pretty good idea. Like,
yeah.
And this is like something that happens all the time. Like, there are plenty of people out there who are like true believers, who don't care anything about money. But then there are plenty of people who are trying to make it, you know, legitimate and make a buck off of it. Like you have what I thought this was all based off of was Spawn Ranch. That I believe it's in Nevada. Someone correct me where Spawn Ranch is. But basically there's a lot of activity there, and it's exactly this kind of story. Minus the Hollywood theme, I think. I don't think there's the only Hollywood stuff there is them trying to make it into a reality story.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's what I thought this was going to be based on, but it's a much different, I think a lot better story, honestly. So they need cameras, they need tools, and the Fry stalker guy. That's what I was going. Actually, I thought.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I
So
liked him.
So they run into this like Fries guy. That's what I call him. I guess
Fry
his name
guy.
is Angel, but I call him the Fries guy.
So I honestly, if I was him, I would have done the same and like shoved myself in the search. Like, you were buying all this shit because you saw aliens.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah. And it is so fucking weird because like he is a stranger, and he's just like creepily. And spoiler, I mean, he ends up just showing up whenever he fucking feels like it.
Like, oh, I love you guys. No, go away.
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, so he shows up for the install, and then they're showing him like, you know, he does it for them, and then he's talking about, which I thought was interesting. They start talking about all the declassified information that came up about like UFOs.
Oh, the name change.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then he talked about ancient aliens, And then they made a jab at the CW network.
Yeah. There's a book I need to read about the apocalyptic collapse of ancient civilizations. And it talks about like we think that the oldest civilization is like 4,000 to 6,000 years old, and then all of a sudden they're finding stuff that's 10 to 15,000, and then beyond that years old in places that we thought were never inhabited because that's how ruined they were. Like if you go through the entire, I think we talked about this on the show, on the rainforest, there's paths you see where humans dug out and cities that are there, but they were so overgrown because the civilizations collapsed. Or underneath the pyramids in Mexico, there's bigger pyramids that would have surrounded it, but they've been destroyed. They are ruins, and so forth and so on across the world.
Right.
All the way to, not New Zealand, there's a set of islands close by where there's a landmass that just fell right below the water. And they think at one point it was like the 8th continent or something.
Okay.
So there's
God,
so
I
many.
forgot the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
So many ancient civilizations that like the ancient alien theory is not just the guy with the giant hair anymore going aliens. It's like maybe there's something to it, but instead of aliens, what if it was just us? We just used to be fucking smart enough to do that stuff.
Yeah, and that's a theory that I would definitely love to get into because, it's being said that, maybe aliens are just us from the future.
Which that was a crazy one. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot nicer than what we have coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, but more spooky things, and then he finally says,
Nope. I fucking love it. He nopes a lot in this movie, which is the only reason he lives. Like, spoiler alert, but the brother lives.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Black people, they're not gonna fucking, well, let's go see, gang.
Oh my god, we gotta do this. I need to do it right now without any kind of thought process at all. No, they had a plan set from the beginning, and when new problems came up, they adjusted the plan and made it better. They didn't just like, well, let's just keep going. Fuck it.
Let's just see what happens attitude. No.
Go for it.
So yeah, there's these spooky little things popping up around the place, and then it turns out when he punches one.
Oh, I fucking hated that. Those little dicks.
It turns out they're not. These little things are not aliens. They were children.
Yeah, and they're not done either yet. I mean, I knew they weren't aliens the moment I saw one on screen. I was like, that's not it. They're not gonna reveal it that quickly.
Yeah.
And these little asshole kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured it was somebody fucking with them, but I don't know.
I liked it, but at that point it didn't make any sense because they never told anyone they were looking for aliens.
Mm-hmm.
So why are these little kids doing that? Where do they get the costumes?
Yeah.
And then they end up being a part of something else, which makes absolute sense why they thought about aliens and why they were dressed as aliens. Because they definitely had that, like, the grays and
yeah, like the big eyeballs, but their faces were like more of like a peach color instead of gray. It was weird. They look creepy, like naked owls. Have you seen like baby owls? That's kind of what they look like.
That totally works though, because a lot of people describe seeing a giant owl when they go through like regression therapy. Like that's a very common trope is owls.
Interesting.
Yeah, like the movie The Fourth Kind, they talk about that a lot in there. Like these giant owl eyes and a head that can turn all the way around and look at you.
Weird.
Yeah, so the costumes were cool, but just didn't make sense at the time.
Yeah.
A bunch of kid ones thinking it was an alien. Parents got, well, yeah, they're gonna get mad. I'm sorry. Gosh dang it.
But I'm surprised like nobody came after them for punching a kid in the face.
I think they just deserved it.
Yeah, I think so too. But anyway, Angel, the stalker dude, for the fries guy.
Yeah.
He is watching their cameras.
Very weird.
Yeah, fucking stalker, weirdo. And he notices that one of their cameras is down.
I guess it was a good thing he was doing it.
Yeah, I guess, but there's also like a praying mantis.
That oh my god, like I don't know if you guys out there like film stuff, but you know that feeling like you have everything set up and then someone fucks it up And a praying mantis is the exact thing that will fuck you. Oh,
Dude, it's so funny. So they have their cameras, and then like a praying mantis is just chilling over the screen, so you can't even see like all of the shit that happens, in the background. Basically, like the alien thing comes, and like the horse gets all sucked up into it, and like it's just fucking weird. But there's a praying mantis blocking the images, so they can't just let it go.
little bastard. Yep.
Yeah.
So they realize they get more visual contact, right? They see it themselves,
Right.
and they don't have any proof, so they gotta get more cameras. They have to. They kind of have to bring Angel in at that point because
Yeah.
he is pretty useful.
Yeah. And they need a guy. So Emerald calls a guy, a producer guy, camera guy. I forgot who exactly he was.
He was on set
Yeah,
in the beginning.
he was on set with the horses.
He is a
The horse-
cinematographer. Like
cinematographer, that's what it was.
apparently he's like a famous one. They don't really build him up all that well, but he
No.
is known for getting really good wildlife shots that are very difficult to get. That is a really good talent to be able to have to
Right.
capture stuff that is meant to not be captured because they're like stealth hunters or like predators who are camouflaged or animals who are just really fast. They're meant to be not seen.
Right.
So their whole purpose in evolution
Right.
is to be quick enough to get away.
And this is why they choose this guy, because it turns out they're starting to find some things out about this thing, like the cloud in the sky. There's a cloud in the sky that hadn't moved. And they're like, oh, that's that thing. It's watching us. So, then they go back to the Gordy episode where everything goes down and you get to see it play out. What the fuck happens?
Yeah.
And it turns out he freaked out because a balloon popped on set.
Yeah. That was a really cool reveal, especially for stuff that's going to happen later. The shoe, though, it kept getting to me.
Yeah.
The shoe that just kind of stood on its own. And I think that's why Cowboy Glenn, because I can't remember his name, so, had it in the glass case standing up like that. Because I think it also like stuck in his head, like, why would it stand up? Why would I do that? And it's one of those things, it's unexplainable.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that happens in life that no matter how you want it to pan out, it's never going to be how you think.
Right. And then, so it shoots back to the horse that Cowboy Glenn bought from OJ and the ranch. So they go back to that whole scene. Well, first, earlier, I guess, what's his name? I don't know his name. Cowboy Glenn.
Cowboy, it's gotta just be Cowboy Glenn for now.
I don't remember his name. It's driving me crazy. Yes, we're talking about Nope Gary. So he shows up because I guess they stole one of his horse statues.
Yeah.
And has like all these flags on it. I guess that's important for later too.
Yeah.
So he comes out to be like, oh,
cool.
So where'd you guys get that?
Don't remember.
Yeah. And in turn he leaves an invitation to like one of his lasso events, flies out of his hand and lands in a pile of shit.
Just hilarious.
As we see.
Yeah.
The spark layout.
That particular lasso show turned out to be very exciting though. So
yeah.
It's a good thing they didn't go, but they would have got what they wanted, technically.
Right. Oh my god, they showed the co-star.
Oh,
one of the co-stars that got mauled.
It had to have been the little girl because like she wasn't that old.
She was the only one that was sort of like her lips got chewed off, apparently.
Oh, beat in.
Ugh.
And that's
and
a
one
real
of her
thing.
hands was fucked up.
Yeah, there was a woman on Oprah who that happened as well. May I ask what NOPE stands for? I don't think it stands for anything. I think it's just nope.
Yeah, it's literally like this whole thing we've been talking about, like animals and predators and stuff. Like nope,
fuck that.
Nope,
I don't want part of it.
Yeah.
So are we at the
assumed.
jamboree? The time to.
Yeah.
So he basically gives a speech like.
Yeah.
He's completely revealing there's a fucking alien here, and you're gonna see it.
Right.
Right now, we're gonna, I guess, feed the alien. I guess you're gonna feed the horse.
Yeah. So he knew the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Really awesome though that he was like about to do. Like, oh fuck, this would be the coolest show on Earth if you didn't die from it. So I was really hoping that it either wouldn't show up or that this would happen, and this happened. Gosh dang.
Spoiler.
So
Everybody dies.
everyone in the
Literally.
audience,
Except the horse.
because it's inside the little cage, and it wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
So you find out that the spaceship sucks you up, but not to experiment, because this way we finally see the inside of it a bit, and it's a stomach basically. It's kind of like a starfish or a jellyfish.
Or like yeah, kind of like that, or like an octopus. How it can just everything in the middle,
and then
it just
complete. That terrifies me because I don't want to be eaten. I do not want to die that way.
Yeah.
So many people around you screaming, and then, oh my gosh! Once it gets done there, and it goes back to the house, and you hear the screaming from inside the house.
Oh my god, because they're still alive, like being digested.
Oh, it was not. I was like, nope, I don't like this at all. That
Yeah.
was definitely
So
nope.
you find out apparently that it's not a UFO. It's an actual like alive
Creature.
flying creature thing. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and the reason that Cowboy Glenn thought he could do this is he thought he had a connection and understanding with it, which
Mhm.
doesn't make sense. But then that's why I think the chimp represents him thinking he has understanding with wild creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter if it's, a primate, which is technically below us in the evolutionary chain, or something way above us, no matter what it is, you do not get to say you understand it.
Right.
I think that was one of those themes. Like, no matter where it is on the food chain or in the evolutionary stage, you don't have any control.
Right. And I think Jordan Peele was saying something about like making a jab sort of at like white people.
Oh,
and
well,
how
yeah.
they always want to make these fucking like the people you see with lions in their fucking backyard.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
they hold the mouth open and put it. Oh, yeah, totally fine.
oh my god, we have a connection. I raised it as a baby. We're friends. Like,
Went from it didn't eat you then because it wasn't big enough to eat you, and now it's hungry and big enough.
right.
Oh man, what was Lady's Veil? Yeah, that was the co-star.
Mhm.
Are you guys gonna do a subject on British serial killers? Let's go. Actually, yeah,
We
gotta do that.
can. Yeah.
There's
absolutely.
two sets of like married serial killers. Or I
Couples,
think
yeah. We've
yeah.
done some in the past.
maybe we have to redo them,
Yeah.
retouch and go deeper because
Mhm.
oh, that sounds weird. But nonetheless, it would be really good to redo those. I think because I think it's the Wests is one of them, and then the other one they were just dating. They weren't married yet.
Right.
But either way, really fucked up stories about serial killer couples,
Right.
and a lot of it happens in the UK, and I guess in Canada had a good one too. So good job? Question mark. Oh, Brady, yeah, that's oh man, that one's not good. I mean, it's fascinating, but it's still really messed up. So you will enjoy, people, I promise. So where are we at? The UFO.
So AJ, he shows up after he
Yes.
finds the invite. He shows up after all this happened. And it's literally a ghost town.
That was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, he gonna die, and then he didn't, which was good.
Yeah. And then let's see. So yeah, they end up. Oh yeah, that's right. After he finds the horse at the ghost town. Remember did you see the pig on the roof?
Oh yeah, I remember. I commented on that too. Pig on the roof. Oh.
Because I guess the pigs can't look up. Did you notice that? That's why they picked a pig.
That's why, huh?
Pigs can't look up.
Holy shit!
Horses can't either. They can't they can do this, but they can't look.
Like, their neck is not built to go like way. They go like
Yeah.
with their eyes, but then they even fix that later on. Like, don't worry about it. You're not gonna have to see this thing.
Yeah.
Which
So
was really
pigs
nice.
can't lift their head up. So
Why?
that's why the pig.
Why would they? They don't eat out of trees.
I don't
All the
just.
ground. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
So
That's
I
so
noticed
cool.
that. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's cool. I just thought it was a cute pig in a tree. That's my. Oh, that's where my head was at.
No, and this is important. This is this is kind of like it kind of tells you a little bit more about it without telling you. It's like a little
Yeah, and it
like
does.
a little tidbit.
it does really show how smart OJ is too throughout this,
Mm-hmm.
and just intuition based. Because there's no way you would know that's gonna work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you just kind of gotta trust your gut. When you're a cowboy like he was, trust your fucking gut.
Yeah, and we are of course talking about like it'll come up later, but
Pretty soon,
basically, yeah, you can't look at it directly,
Yeah.
or else that's how it eats you.
Threat, and it knows that you're gonna be delicious.
Yeah.
And I would be dead because I would
Yeah.
definitely look at it,
Yeah.
or
And
I would bury my head in the fucking sand. Like, I would not even like. Oh God, either way.
kind of like Bird Box, like the Cthulhu
Yeah,
thing.
you gotta just cover
You can't, you can't look at it directly in the eyes.
that.
Oh, okay. So in the beginning, there was a key lodged in one of the horses. Because remember, in the beginning, the falling stuff,
Yes.
right? The falling shit. It was a key. Turns out that when this creature eats, it spits out everything that's not flesh.
Yes.
So that's how his dad was impaled in the eye, because it's just expelling all of those people's belongings, like keys and clothing and
Maybe it sucked up rocks, whatever. It was, anything non-edible. Basically,
yeah,
just gets-
yeah, and that's when you see the blood dripping all down the house.
Yeah, I think it got too full at that point too.
Yeah,
Just had to
because
get
it
rid
ate
of
so many people. It was
And
like purging.
just raining blood, which was way cool, but also the screams was just terrifying.
Yeah, that was really sad.
So that's where he does the first test. Like, just don't look at it, look down, and just keep coming towards us.
Mm-hmm.
The dad. Oh, he's gonna be a framer. Nice. I did not know that. Keith David, be a framer. Nice. Good. I'm glad I'm going this year. The TMZ reporter helmet. Why was it all mirror? Like, Gary, I thought it was gonna be a Men in Black secret situation,
I thought so too.
and then like TMZ, like, yeah.
Boo,
Whatever.
TMZ.
But
Lame.
I thought it was a really cool fucking helmet. So I kind of
Yeah.
like, I want that just to have it.
Yeah.
Not even like I don't want to go anywhere. I want to put it on my head. I'm glad that guy died though, because he's an idiot. Like, oh, my legs are broken. Where's my camera? Why are we filming this? Your legs are broken, asshole. They're trying to save you.
I think his character was sort of a metaphor for like just
Everyone nowadays.
yeah,
knows.
well, yeah. Media especially is like killing people for real. Like people are walking off cliffs just to get photos of stuff, and you know, just that kind of theme. I
Yeah.
feel like they threw that in there too.
Yeah. I think it really goes like the entertaining ourselves to death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't care what it takes to get the shot. And then,
Right.
oh, guess you're dead then. Good job, idiot.
Okay. So they're basically gonna draw this creature out because they are going to try and get these fucking images still.
With an actual plan, though, I like how they set everything up. They bring in the cinematographer who has a completely mechanical camera.
Mm-hmm.
You have to crank action.
Right.
It's on film, so there's no worrying about. Because the entire time, I forgot to mention this, where there's an electrical field that follows the
Mhm.
creature.
Like weird frequencies.
Kind of how it, like, I'm guessing how it flies and whatnot is part of that.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of messes with everything around it. And they've been getting nothing on their digital stuff because when it flies close, it shuts everything down. When it's far enough away, it just looks like a cloud. So you're not going to get anything
Mhm.
unless, as they put together, get it in this valley where this guy with his mechanical camera can just shoot overhead.
Mhm.
And Angel, the Fry Stalker, can help him out, reload everything and keep it going. And they can communicate from house to house. And then part of the plan, they steal a bunch of fucking inflatables, which is really cool. I was like, that's why those are in the commercial. That makes sense. So wherever it flies, if it shuts them down, they know, okay, it's over there. And then when they get back up, okay, it's cool. It's moving over here.
That's very smart.
Much better, especially during the day. Because I was thinking you could do that with lights, but it would be very difficult during the day
Yeah.
to see bright lights.
Mhm.
Then you can't use noise because noise in that area would just echo everywhere. And then
Right.
you'd be screwed.
Mhm.
So wacky waving, inflatable arm flailing tube men to the rescue.
Literally so many of them.
So cool. So awesome. And so the plan is really set. OJ decides he's gonna ride Thunder, the fastest horse they have, to get out there as bait, which I was like, I would not have done that. That was a nope. And I don't know why he did it.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Like they could have done something like built a distraction, because it did get distracted by a fake horse before.
Right. Because remember, oh my God, remember when he's like gonna get out of his truck and he looks up
sees this
Then he
fucking thing and
shuts
it's
the
like
door. Nope.
the smartest move you can do.
Oh, I love it.
But he decides, okay, he's got to do this for the family. It's this thing has to be stopped because it is killer. So they are, in a way, they're morally obligated, or they're morally motivated, which I thought was kind of cool that they weren't just doing it for the money anymore.
Right.
That they understood, like, hey, we need to get proof because if we just go tell someone, they're not going to believe us.
Right.
And
And this
this
thing's gonna kill more people.
Or at the very least, keep everyone out of the area.
Right.
And you could, have it studied. You can have it fed properly. Whatever you have to do, but people shouldn't go there without knowing.
Right.
So the first thing that I noticed and I thought was really weird was the orange jacket, and then he put the hood on and the giant yellow circles on the back.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize those are eyes.
Mhm.
It's a fake head, like a butterfly,
Mhm.
where it has the pattern. Like that's really cool.
Yeah.
So he
Like
really
camouflage.
thought
Yeah.
like way ahead. And then I guess it's just a mask or blinders for a horse.
Mm-hmm.
And they use it in real life quite often so the
Yeah.
horse doesn't get spooked.
Right. Like I've
Yeah.
seen, because I used to live over off of Fruitvale and stuff, where they have like all those fences with like a lot of horse corrals and
Yeah,
stuff over
yeah.
that area. So, people walking the horses around would have blinders on them.
Yeah, keeps
Just,
them.
so that they don't get freaked out by people, riding by them, like loud motorcycles or cars or whatever.
Stupid cars that replace all the horses. Just sacrifice the asshole alien kids and call it a day. I would have done that one a day for a while. Oh, it's hungry. Put another kid out there in an alien costume.
That's how you keep kids listening to you too.
That's how you
Keep
that's how
them
you
in
solve
line.
the overpopulation crisis. Right? We need any kids with grades below like a 1.5.
Oh my god.
Like I'm not saying like even a 2.0, you're fine. You're safe. You're good to go.
Well, I'm an adult now.
But when I'm just talking about like
I did
below,
not do well in school.
either you get a 2.0 or you run very fast on the track, so we know you're like good on plows and stuff, or else you get fed to aliens.
Yeah.
But the plan was working until I don't know why I guess when it went up in the air, the mechanical camera caught too much light. And if you know old film cameras, too much light ruins the film.
Ugh.
Like they even showed him using the box, which is a real thing, where you have these arms you put inside while you're on set to replace it. And they'd have to do it without being able to see what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a really cool thing they added in there. They really went full detail on the film
Right.
camera.
That's cool. And it also kind of like is a callback to like the old timey first motion picture thing that they were talking about, and also like what's his name being on a film set. Like this whole thing has everything to do with like Hollywood, like
It really feeds
and
into
film,
itself. Yeah.
and I don't know. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and no, it absolutely feeds into itself so well. And I was kind of bummed that the cinematographer's like, I got this, guys, don't worry.
I know he
And
allowed himself to be eaten.
He
for-
takes his backup camera, and then there's no way they can get that footage. It's not gonna
Unless he
happen
spits the camera out, but then it's gonna break. And
wherever it lands. So that dude
Useless.
just died for no reason.
fucking useless. That pissed me off.
So yeah, so upsetting. And then fucking poor Angel had to like run away because this dude's attracted it over there. It's like, oh my god, I thought Angel was super dead.
Wasn't he like wrapped in barbed wire or something?
Yeah, I think
And
that's
then he
what
got-
saved him.
Yeah, he
'Cause-
was like wrapped in like tarp and barbed wire. That's really
Right.
fucking smart.
I would be scared as shit. But then those places, if you've probably all seen giant open fields where they're cutting land from one person to the other,
Right.
or from government to private. These just huge rows of barbed wire that you can get through yourself, but it's usually to keep like cars or horses out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes on for miles and miles with these giant metal stakes that go into the ground. So enough of them kept them from getting sucked up, I guess.
It's really cool.
I liked it. I
Really
liked it.
cool.
Dude,
I wrote Angel almost gets it.
almost gets it. You know who should have got it? His nosy coworker. That dumb bitch
Oh
eating
my
hot
God.
Cheetos. She was annoying. What's wrong with the camera, Angel? My Cheetos.
What was the purpose of her fucking character? Like just
Just
to
for
be there?
Funny,
I don't
yeah.
know.
And I upset. I wanted her to die. Like, could the alien go over 2 fries for 2 seconds? Just this one chick and then back to the farm. Just real quick.
Like,
The director
hold on,
would be
guys, I gotta
smart
make a pit stop.
if you had bolted and strapped. You could have. You honestly could have. You could have strapped yourself to the ground, but I don't think they thought that far ahead.
Probably not. Maybe they didn't have anything strong enough because that thing was like a tornado.
It pulled up like not houses, but like small structures
Mhm.
and
Big statues.
big ass metal statue of a horse.
So it's not strong enough to pick up a house.
Not a car either, I guess. So if you have a couple of tons, but you're gonna tie yourself to a tree, I guess that would be your best bet.
Maybe, I don't know.
It was very deserty out there, so there wasn't a whole lot of trees, if I remember correctly. Not really good, like solid ones. They were
No,
dried
it's
out.
like kind of the mountains in California here.
It's like Bakersfield, honestly. It was
Yeah, it looked
dry,
like it.
and
Mhm.
and the only reason you're farming there is because you got to bring water to it.
Right.
Yeah. So at that point, they are kind of fucked because the sister and OJ are the only ones kind of left standing at the moment.
Right. And
But
then
this-
this thing takes on a new fucking form.
Awesome.
It like fucking evolved like fucking Pokemon.
I really like the new look, and the moment I saw it, I was like, this reminds me of like if you look up true to form adaptations of angels from the Bible,
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
and I'm like,
Kind of looked cool.
yeah.
Minus the eyeballs.
Minus yeah, because like, I think a couple like it had 1,000 eyes. and
Yeah.
Why do you need 1,000 eyes if you're an angel? Like, why are you looking everywhere at once? Focus on one thing.
That's fucking
Focus on one
weird.
thing. But this thing goes from really, really big to gigantic, like Leviathan size, or what's the kaiju size?
Yeah, and it's more I would say jellyfish like at this point. Oh, you know what I was gonna say? It kind of looked like a sand dollar at first.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to think of.
The
Like
one that
a
was
sand,
spherical.
yeah, a sand dollar.
And it really, it kind of acted like one for sure.
Yeah.
Just in the sky. That was the only difference.
Yeah, and the hole matches too. Like, and things get sucked up inside.
Cool. And there wasn't really a pattern to it, but I think there could have been one. We just couldn't really see it very
Maybe,
well.
yeah.
And I loved that it kind of went back into itself when it was done. That's actually how flies eat stuff too. If you guys don't know, flies will
Ew.
spit out their intestines or their stomach onto the food, and then whatever food gets stuck to the stomach, it pulls it back in. So it's like, oh, that would never. It actually does happen though. So like insects do that. Why couldn't a giant creature figure
That's
out how to do
crazy.
that?
I did not know that. Thank you for that horrifying information.
Imagine when a fly lands on you, it throws up its stomach on you now,
Ew.
trying to eat whatever it can. Your dead skin. Like, give me that shit.
Please take it.
So the sister's like in a bad situation because she's near is the bike, which is dead.
Yeah.
Which I think who brought it up? Richard.
The
and-
TMZ guy.
Yeah, the TMZ bike.
And I did giggle when you.
I fucking love that. Yeah, I was good. Good. You deserve that.
Yeah.
And he was lucky they even tried to save him, honestly.
Yeah.
And
then he goes, "No, sorry." He fucking leaves him.
he at least he apologized. You know, you're on your own now.
Yeah. Like, we fucking told you.
They did. They tried to help him.
Yeah, that's the second time that he was like, "Hey, don't do that," and then
Him twice. Like
Mhm.
first when he drove all the way out there to get him, tells him to stop doing what he's doing, and then the sister before that saying, "Hey, you don't want to be here right now."
also, and in the very beginning, fucking tell people, don't do that to the horse. Don't just fucking listen.
3 warnings, you're dead. Aliens
Yeah.
get to eat you.
Yep.
But OJ's not gonna let his sister get eaten,
No.
so he decides to start taunting the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And they don't really show him running away from it, but they show the sister on the bike.
It looks like the tornado's like almost sucking him up, but then we
And-
only see her right away.
Dart off as soon as the bike comes back to life because the electrical field separates.
Mhm.
It's like, no, it's time to get away. Which, I mean, that was a sick run for her. Like she just hopped on the bike for the first time.
Yeah, I know. She was already pretty good at riding it. Didn't eat shit once.
I don't remember her listing that as a skill, but fuck it. When it's time to perform, she's good under pressure.
Right.
Good for her. Good for her.
Maybe we should go back and figure out her list of
All her achievements and stuff. Yeah. That might not be a bad idea. Oh, goodness, let me do this real quick. My phone froze up.
I don't think there would be a spin-off of the chimp because
Yeah, you'd have to do prequel, but I don't think it killed things beforehand.
yeah,
Um,
it was all just fun and games.
and then the balloon pop,
Yeah.
which is what we're getting to right now, actually.
Yeah.
So she gets to the ghost town of Cowboy Glenn's haunted memories now because everyone's dead.
Right.
And she's like getting chased. Like this thing is coming full force, and
Yeah.
she comes up with a pretty good. Yeah.
Whoa.
Excuse me. It's time to unleash the Asian big boy because it definitely looked like Asian. It looked like
It
Cowboy
looked
Glenn,
like Cowboy Glenn.
just winking at you.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's send this up so it tries to eat this thing. I guess something in her
Yeah,
head.
very smart.
And then if you can position it, there's this well. People put a coin in. I think what you're supposed to do because it's like, why is there a camera pointing straight up in the sky?
Yeah.
I think it's just like your family all puts a head over the thing and takes a picture.
And then you like turn a crank and then it takes a picture.
Yeah, so it's all mechanical again.
Right.
Really cool.
Yeah. Old school.
Yeah, so she uses that to watch the inflatable versus alien fight.
Right.
The inflatable does not stand a chance. We'll go with that. But gets a great picture.
Yeah.
And as it decides, it swallows the big boy, the inflatable, goes back into the sand dollar form, and all that. I guess helium.
Yeah, maybe.
Helium, and then that much plastic,
Ooh.
just fucking wrecks this thing.
Yeah.
And it goes environment. Do not put plastic in the ocean.
Yep, I was gonna say you're gonna kill the jellyfish monster.
Yeah.
It's gonna eat the plastic.
Imagine we find a Godzilla floating in the ocean dead because it's like swallowed a bunch of like oil drums or something.
Oh my god.
Like, oh,
Oh, Lou.
we find a King Kong stuck in a giant thing of like plastic. Oh, I can get it.
King Kong, like in the Donkey Kong barrel.
Yeah, it's dead. Oh, that's sad. If funny uncut scene turns out her brother and the horse turn out to be a creature, that would be fucking cool. I thought when she was smiling, and she looked kind of like relieved, but she also looked scared still.
Yeah.
I thought there was gonna be a bunch of sand dollars in the sky.
Oh my god. Like a whole fleet.
Yeah, or like tiny ones or something. Oh, it had babies. Like
Right.
on, I think people thought on Cloverfield. You remember the creatures that like fell off of it?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone thought those were like little ones, but they like were parasites.
Oh, God.
Like that were just living on the big one.
Yeah.
So
Oh
it's
god, what if that thing had parasites?
Like, we don't know. I thought again. This is pretty much the wrap up right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like OJ lives, Angel lives, sister lives, cinematographer dies.
Yeah, but that's his own fucking fault. You notice that? Everybody that dies, it's like, well,
It's kind of on you at that point.
kind of. And even Cowboy Glenn didn't escape death.
Totally his fault. Everyone there, it was his fault they died.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, in the beginning, he escaped the chimp ripping his face off. But, you know, he thought he could fuck with a giant jellyfish monster. And,
it don't work that way, punk.
No.
That's why you got killed by Negan.
Those big ass eyeballs.
Yeah.
popping out
I like
of
how
his head.
everyone was so shocked. It's like, you didn't read the comics, did you?
Yeah.
Because Daryl doesn't exist. So
I know. Yeah, also Carol dies at the prison.
Very
Sorry.
early. Which
Yeah.
upset me so much they switched that. Because I was like,
You know, Carl's still alive.
totally fine. That's fine. Whatever.
Rick lost an arm.
The baby's supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
Michonne, awesome. She's supposed to be there. I think Abraham died somewhere in the comics. I don't remember when, but later
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Gabriel was supposed to die hanging upside down, being eaten in the face.
I
in the
checked out.
comics.
I checked out before Gabriel even got there. Because I was so upset. Like they kept changing the comics to fit the show, and they brought
really?
Daryl in,
What?
and I'm like,
That's weird.
yeah.
That's why George R.R. Martin is spending so much time on his fucking books now, because the Game of Thrones came out, and he's like, I gotta go back and fucking
do
change
some of
some
this
shit.
Yeah, there's apparently stuff in there that's way different than the show, and apparently it's really good different.
Yeah.
So
I've got the first book. I gotta finish it so that Joey can order me the rest.
I gotta learn how to read. Like those things. Like I keep looking at these cans you hand me. I like green. That's tasty.
Green tastes good.
I know this one's a K. That's pretty cool. And these squigglies, that's a different text font.
K for cool.
Yeah. Because it's cold, right? K for cold drink. It's not hot drink. All right, cool. So yeah. Like a monkey. I don't know how to work stuff. But I'm gonna give this movie a solid like 8.5 out of 10. Almost a 9 out of 10 probably. Because I really liked the twist of what it was and how they handled the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think as soon as they saw the people dead, they should have called like the authorities.
Yeah.
But the fact that they still tried on their own, pretty dang impressive.
Yeah. Part of me feels like they needed that footage because nobody would have believed them.
It would have been difficult. It would have been very difficult to sell. Like even now with the UAPs versus the UFOs now, the Navy ones, people are still like doubting them. Like, Well, what did you really see? Like, you're only a trained pilot in the most trustworthy branch of the division that we could possibly have.
Right.
I've only been doing this for like 20 years. And, you're only one of the people we trust the most to like protect our country. But
The gaslighting, dude.
what did
It's
you
so
see, really?
crazy.
Yeah.
What did you really see? Dumb.
it was just meh with it. That's all right, Richard. I just enjoyed it because I really like these concepts of aliens.
Right. Me too.
Nope 2? No, there's not gonna be a part 2. I don't think.
I don't think so.
If it is, it'll be really cheesy. And it's like, oh, they're taking over the world. Oh,
Yeah. I think the way they ended it is fine. Like, nobody needs to know what happened.
yeah, it's very much left to some interpretation.
And
Well,
I don't think the ending is what makes the movie important. I think all the themes throughout
Yes.
are what makes it good. I don't know.
Lauren come up in.
I came up in conversation this week. Oh.
She comes up in conversations all the time because I'm like, hey, Lauren, how you doing? And that whole conversation I'm asking is, how is Lauren doing? And I'm asking the source, so I get the right answer every time. It's true story.
Smart.
All right, never mind, Richard. I want to hear your story though. It's probably better than mine because that was like.
Yeah, I'm curious.
But could we try to do an alien one on what do you call it too? Because we did abduction stories the week before, and Tubi has like no good alien movies on there.
Aww.
So we ended up going with Eradication, which is infection pandemic vampire movie.
Oh, okay.
2 really good movies I got to watch this week because of this. I'm so happy. Like, there was no dog rockets in this situation. It was all good. My friend bought his ticket, so I said he can't buy Lauren's if she can't go. He said he wants to meet her because she was cool to talk to. She is very cool to talk to.
Oh.
It's true. You can buy her ticket still. She's going. You guys want to buy her a VIP ticket?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
please.
You go take care of that. And
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, with this fucking inflation and everything,
so
like,
fucked up, man.
I reserved a hotel. I still haven't bought the tickets yet. I don't know about plane tickets. I mean, it's still in a couple months, but oof, we'll see.
Yeah, everything's so freaking.
Everybody's getting freaking RAPED by the fucking government and their taxes right now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the egg companies. Fuck those guys. I love eggs, and they're too expensive. No, Richard. We got ours at the Texican still. We're definitely doing the cigar event. I just gotta see how much I can actually bring, and like you said, prices.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, Lauren, you didn't get the Texican, but you're close by.
Yeah,
So
Uber distance away.
We'll keep you with this, or we'll go drink over at your place one of the nights. Like, we literally move hotels and shit. Why not?
Yeah.
You know. So I could take. I could do that. I can carry you.
In the luggage.
Yeah.
No, they won't see my bones on the.
I just told them it's a prop for Texas Framer. Look, it talks too. You poke, bam. Make up some shit.
My heart beating.
It's battery operated. It's ticking. It's not beating. It's ticking. All right, calm down.
Oh my god.
Texican has a tequila. Okay, well,
Nice.
never mind. We're drinking the Texican. Sorry, you gotta come with us.
I like me some tequila.
And you know,
I'll bring this hat too, Richard. Okay.
that eggs are overpriced because of the bird. It's actually a lie. It's not the bird flu.
Yeah, it's not bird flu.
When they said that, that was actually months ago that it would have affected this.
Right.
And they actually, a chicken starts laying eggs about 20 weeks after birth.
Yeah.
Which means the chickens that had it would be dead by now, and the new breed would already be there.
Right.
It's not the bird
Yeah,
flu. I had a chicken farm. I know these things are lying to us.
Yeah, it's definitely feed. People all over the internet have been saying that they've been feeding their chickens store-bought feed, but then when they made their own, birds immediately started laying.
Well, they're not
happening.
laying. They're just, they used a little because there was the bird flu did hit for a minute.
Right.
But they had the insurance and they had the stuff to take care of that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a hurdle, but it was a small hurdle.
Mm-hmm.
But once you have a word like flu out there, bird flu,
Mm-hmm.
you can use that to sell more at a higher price for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And they are raking in the money right now. Profit, just like the big gas hike we saw, where everyone's like, oh my God, the gas must be so scarce.
No.
They're just making record profits, and they're
Yeah.
using the whole.
They're literally lying so that they could raise prices.
Yeah, you don't have.
There's no scarcity.
No.
That's why it freaked when people were freaking out.
But-
Oh, there's going to be a shortage of toilet paper. No, they use the pandemic as an excuse to raise prices and scare people.
Be careful, more careful when you wipe your ass. You'll be fine.
Yeah, or get a bidet. I have a bidet.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Don't mind if I do. You know.
I still need no toilet paper for like drying.
No, yeah.
But-
I can't use other people's bidets. I still like. It's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute. Right?
I don't blame you.
Appreciate
I don't.
appreciate it.
Do what you want.
Like,
I
it's-
use
as long
it for me. I don't
long
care
as-
if anybody else uses it.
As long as no one has the 3 shells, right? Because I don't know how to use those. What was that on? Richard, you gotta help me out. Gary, you might know. What the fuck was the 3 shells on?
I have no idea.
I think it was Demolition Man. Oh my god, that's such a dumb movie. I'm sorry I even brought it up. It's a good movie, but it's dumb. Next week we are touching up on some real messed up stuff.
Wrongful convictions.
The next 2 weeks is real fucked up.
Yeah, next week is wrongful convictions. Yeah, basically people who got arrested and some put to death for something they did not do.
Not great.
Yeah.
And one day I'll probably be on that. So you guys have to understand how to get me out of prison, please.
And then the week after, we're going to be doing Johnson & Johnson lawsuits.
Yeah, let's do the dark history of Johnson & Johnson in general, because they deserve to get that shit out on paper. Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I hate
Well,
that.
lawsuits because they did some shady shit.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
At least that's the stuff that they're
Dark
being,
and disgusting things.
that's just the stuff they're actually being taken into justice for, hopefully.
Right.
I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that are not even, no consequences. Totally fine.
Yeah.
So, is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys will watch next week. Girls, Gore and Gin AZ will also be on Tuesday.
Mhm.
6 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock AZ time,
Mhm.
8 o'clock Texas time. Because we are everywhere apparently.
Right.
And then we'll be back on Thursday, 7
Yep.
o'clock, normal time.
Yep.
Like good people.
California time.
The right time.
The correct
Yeah.
time.
God's time. America's time. All right, we're out of here. No more of that.
Bye.
Don't look up at aliens. Bye.